welcome to Life in Lockdown series. We thought this would be a perfect opportunity to learn a little bit more about the individuals behind the job titles and get to know the real people, the values and the insights and the sort of life learnings of those individuals that we see and hear about throughout our industry all of the time. And I am delighted today to be joined by John Holman. John has been in our industry for decades and is a pioneer in everything massage. I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself in a moment, but I'm delighted to welcome John and thank you so much for joining us in this new fun Life in Lockdown series. John, welcome.
Yeah. Hi Michelle, thank you very much indeed. Hello everybody. Yes, it's an interesting time, isn't it? Very interesting time.
It is an interesting time. It's something that none of us really expected, but we're all kind of journeying through it as best we can. So, yeah. John, tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? If you had to kind of summarize yourself in a few words or sentences, how would you describe yourself?
Okay, so if we do the basics first, I'm John Holman. I've been a massage therapist for the last 30 years or so. I'm married to Sandra, 43 years in August.
Wow.
Yeah. It's we have two daughters, both married. My eldest daughter Tina has a 12-year-old daughter called Alice, and my youngest daughter Nikki has a 7-year-old boy called Ollie. And two female cats. That really describes the basics of me. So people quite often ask me, married for 43 years, and I can just about summarise it now. Sandra's extremely tolerant, and I've got a good sense of humour, and it just seems to work. So,
fantastic, I love it. And so, are you called Grandad, John?
Grampy, generally.
Grampy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much. And again, thank you for joining us. We have some questions that we're going to go through, and these are the standard questions, obviously, we're going to go through with everyone. So there's some continuity with the flow of what we do. So let me start by asking you, what do you believe is the best way to start your day?
Well, I practice what I preach. So the best way to start my day is exercise. In normal times, I play racquetball on Monday, Wednesday with one of my closest friends, Mike, and we have a personal trainer on Friday. Since lockdown, I've increased that somewhat. So in part of my training many years ago, I was a fitness instructor and a weightlifting coach. So I know how to construct a training program. Today I do a thing, today I've already done the 1,000 rep challenge. Tomorrow I shall cycle 22 miles, and so I do that either 5 or 6 days a week. So exercise is the best way. Yeah.
Amazing. And they say there's magic in movement, don't they? And that's kind of proving the point.
Massage can be hard work, and so you need to stay physically fit and strong. And taking 6 weeks off, if you're not used to working, and you go straight back into work, you risk injuring yourself. So I do the things to ensure that when I go back, I can perform like I used to.
Amazing. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So next question, what hobbies or interests do you have that light you up? So we've heard a couple there, I think.
Well, you've got a picture of my alter ego, so
oh, no, I love that picture. I will share that. For those of you that are kind of listening, don't worry, you will get to see John's alter ego too, and it's worth it. Yeah.
The real John, yeah. I'm afraid I'm a bit of a typical boy, really, Michelle. My great passions in life were always Harley Davidson motorcycles, of which you have an image, since I gave up riding about 5 years ago, it was just getting a little bit too dangerous, and Sandra was worried too much about me. So then I got into fairly expensive sports cars. So the thing that lights me up most is tinkering. I'm very, very lucky. I have an AMG Mercedes convertible, which I absolutely adore. So the thing that lights me up most is either tinkering around with that or going out in it.
Beautiful. Well, that sounds like a perfect way to start the day for me as well. Fantastic. So that moves me on to what makes you laugh most. And I know you're kind of known for your sense of humour, John. So what does light you up? What makes you laugh?
People in conversations. If I wasn't being flippant about it, People and conversations. I have the best conversation. I've got the best job in the world, but people and conversations are the thing that usually make me laugh. Sandra and I laugh every day. Well, if I tell you the truth, she's generally laughing at something that I've done, or that I think would work. But Sandra and I laugh every day, and we've done so for 43 years of our marriage. I enjoy comedy programs, not going out, Red Dwarf, the silly stuff, really. So those are the things that make me laugh generally. But people,
people, and not going out is one of mine as well. I must say that's one of my easy guilty pleasures. And we know what you do for a living, but just tell us a little bit more for those people that don't necessarily know all the balls you juggle, John. Tell us a little bit more about sort of what consumes your time in sort of the work.
Okay, so as you know, I spend all of my life doing what I love, and that's stuff involved with massage. Now, it's not a case of always doing massage. In my clinic, I have a business, as you know, not a million miles away from you, in Tame in Oxfordshire, called Massage Matters. I've had that clinic for 30 years. There are currently 5 people who work within it. We only do massage, we do nothing else. And I limit my time to about 24 hours a week in that particular business. You're also aware that I designed a massage system to help therapists prevent injuring themselves, their wrists and backs in particular, and that's called Hydrotherm. And I'm managing director of that company. It's actually run more by my wife and my youngest daughter. Just occasionally I'll get told what to do and where to go and do it. But I'm supposedly the MD. I work in another fantastic business called the Massage Company with somebody else that you know, Charlie Thompson. And the Massage Company is a franchise idea. So we have 4 sites. We started with none, and we were just before lockdown, we were just about doing 4,000 massages a month in that business, and about to open 2 new centres. So very rapidly expanding business. So I'm director of massage training for that. And I have an interest in massage for people with cancer, which I've been teaching it, and it will come as a bit of a surprise to lots of people. I've been teaching massage for people with cancer for 22 years. It's just I never told anybody about it. And I did that in the Royal Surrey Hospital. And as you know, I'm involved with a new organisation called the Standards Authority for Touching Cancer Care. So my whole life, it revolves around the world of massage. So.
Fantastic, amazing. And what's the best part of what you do? What is it that kind of, sort of keeps you getting up each morning and going back?
So I think in the sort of daily work of a therapist, because if you cut me in half, I'd say therapist all through the middle. The greatest thing for me, the biggest thrill that I get, is being able to take someone's pain away. Yeah. If you take that away, you've got a friend for life. Yeah. I have numerous examples. And I am completely proud, and it's completely true. I have made every one of my best friends in the world on a massage couch. Every single one of them. And if you take someone's pain away, you've got a friend for life. Yeah. And that's the thing that gives me the biggest buzz. Yeah.
Incredible, beautiful. Yeah. Love that. What do you struggle with the most in your work professional life? What is it that kind of, either limits you or sort of frustrates you the most within what you have to do?
That's a really interesting question, because on a day-to-day basis, there's not much. I occasionally get stuff that I take it that's more challenging, but with experience, you kind of know what to do with it or when to refer on. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, this is going to sound terrible. I don't do anything that I don't want to do. Yeah. I spend my entire life doing exactly what I want to do, and that gives me an incredibly happy life. so I do that. Other people can do the stuff I don't like doing. I have some admin stuff, but I spend my entire life doing exactly what I like doing.
Fantastic.
really don't have that many struggles, I'm afraid.
Oh, I love that. I love that. What new hobby would you get into if time and money were not an issue? So if you weren't limited in any way, what new hobby do you think you might start?
I think
Sandra,
I've got yeah. So an ambition is to write a book at some point, and I think if money and time were no issue, I'd probably learn to play the piano. I like 12-bar blues and stuff like that. So
yeah,
to learn how to play a piano, I think.
fantastic, beautiful. You can go somewhere you've never been. Where are you going?
I would probably take I would probably take Sandra to the Maldives. I had great privilege of teaching out there, so I've been out there, and it is truly one of the most beautiful places. I taught out in a place called Hydrotherm.
Yeah.
And I think it was the 6th best spa in the world out there. I'd take Sandra there to show her that. Really, that's what I'd like to do. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, I'm sure Sandra's packed and ready and waiting.
Well, she had the opportunity of coming with me and refused because she knew that I would spend all day working. So she wouldn't go when I gave her the opportunity.
Yeah, well, you know, I kind of get her point. If you're going to go, it's nice to go when you can both just enjoy being at leisure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so that's definitely on the passport when lockdown lifts then. Fantastic. Right, we're going to move into some flashbacks, some sort of shorter questions and sort of hopefully easier questions. Are you most typically an early or late person?
Oh, I'm an extreme early person. So anything from 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Early.
Okay.
Yeah, very early.
I've just somebody recommended a book actually. Was it kind of the 5 a.m. sort of start, sort of, you know, that kind of period of time, 5 to 6 a.m. is the key of time for most creatives.
Yeah.
You feel like, I always feel those early mornings feel like you're getting to steal the world before anyone else wakes up. Kind of love that. I feel like I'm kind of in it first.
Yeah. I reckon 2 hours in the morning is probably 5 hours during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what's the best single day on the calendar for you?
Sunday.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What website do you visit most often?
Christopher Ward Watches.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, well, I like mechanical watches, so and I collect them. So, yeah.
Fantastic. What keeps you up at night?
Sugar.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I try not to take it.
What spirit animal would you be? You could be any animal, what would you be?
If it was a spirit animal, an eagle, and if it could be any animal, an orangutan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very different.
Well, they got strong, hairy arms and an amusing face, so I think that fits my profile. So.
I love it. Fantastic. What's the furthest you've ever been from home?
The Maldives. Yeah.
You go to your favourite restaurant. What do you order to eat or drink?
Chicken madras and a pint of lager.
Cold beer. What's your all-time favourite fragrance?
Anything by Tom Ford. So that's all. I only wear that, but different versions during the morning or the afternoon and evening. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What's your must-read book, paper, or magazine?
Anything by Christopher Hitchens.
Okay. So tell me more. I don't know his name.
Yeah, most people wouldn't. He's an academic. And somewhat controversially, his last book was called God Is Not Great. Okay. So he challenges the belief about religion, societal religion, in that. So I find him completely fascinating, and his arguments incredibly powerful. So Christopher Hitchens. Yeah.
Amazing. What's your favourite song to sing out loud to at the moment?
Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Okay.
Which I do when I'm doing my exercise.
Fantastic. I like it. That's something to get you moving. What TV programme have you recently binge watched?
Code 404.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a Sky original, so I quite liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favourite film of all time?
Elephant Man.
What irrational fear do you have?
Fear of enclosed spaces. I don't like anything around me or on top of me that that I can't lift or move away from me.
Yeah. Okay. Where's your favourite place to go to deeply relax?
Home. Yeah.
That's always a good start, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can only have one beauty product in your bag. What must it be?
Well, I'm going to have to go for Tom Ford. Yes, I desperately don't want to share my other beauty products.
Okay, I'm going to move swiftly on then. What spa treatment or experience do you wish you could have right now?
Massage. Which I have every week, and I pay the therapist to do it. So,
amazing.
yeah,
yeah. Me too. I've never understood these people who work in our profession and think, oh no, I don't have treatments. About, oh my gosh, there could never be a time I could get through my week without one. Who has inspired or does inspire you the most?
Ooh, who inspires me most? I guess at the moment, Captain Tom Moore.
Okay.
You cannot be failed to be moved by that man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Moore, I think, Captain Tom.
You kind of needed him as their superhero. He came along at just the right time.
Oh God! And he just typifies what's best in humanity.
Yeah.
I think he's wonderful, incredibly inspirational. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. And I believe they've made him an honorary colonel as well, haven't they?
Oh, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. And I don't know the latest number. The last I heard, it was 30 million.
Yes, I believe he's called a halt to it now.
Really?
So yeah, but what a man! Just when we need him.
Absolutely. But what an incredible amount. You know, I mean, I've always said that our country is sort of, derived on.
They just engaged everybody, didn't it?
Did.
What's the best? Not the worst. What's the best that we can be? And I think that's fantastic. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I love his strapline about tomorrow will be a good day.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Absolutely.
What's the best and worst piece of advice you were ever given?
It was from my first massage teacher, a man called Neil Slack. When I'd already got a very successful business in another industry, and his strong advice to me, he said, "John, there's no money in massage."
Okay.
And the best piece of advice I gave myself, I thought, well, I bet there is. You just don't know how to make it.
Nice. And have you wrote him a lovely card since, John, at any time?
Well, I lost touch with him, sadly. That was a long time ago, 31 years ago. So, but it was also a good piece of advice. It just makes you think. Yeah.
Well, and it probably propelled you into going, I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's
find a way.
Yeah. It's we've had some conversations and about somebody successful in the world of massage, and hopefully we'll have some more about that. But it's just understanding what you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And what was the most memorable gift you've received?
£25,000.
Nice.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of a story behind it, but it was by one of my clients. Okay, we were having, I'm going back quite a long time now, probably 10, 12 years ago. We were having a torrid time when a manufacturer that we dealt with sold us a dangerous product, and we went and sold it. And they were a much bigger business than us. And we got into a legal battle, and boy, can you spend a lot of money on lawyers. We were in quite a lot of financial trouble, and I was explaining this to I was very, very stressed at the time, and explaining this to one of my clients, a friend of mine who's the friend that I do my exercise with, Mike. I needed £25,000 to get these people into court, and I didn't have it. Yeah. And he laid on the couch. He said, "Well, just tell me about it." And he said, "Well, I'll give you that." He said, "Then you and I are going to go and get these people." And that's exactly what we did. He gave me the money. We went and won the legal case. I paid him back the money, and we've been friends ever since.
What a beautiful story. What an
isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? And that's all through massage. Yeah. Just laid on my massage couch. We never had a signed piece of paper, never had a contract. He gave me the money. He helped me with the legal case. He came with me on the day in court. We won the case, and I gave his money back the following day. so amazing gift. Yeah.
That is incredible. Yeah. And God, Mike's the epitome of kind of pay it forward, isn't he? What a beautiful, beautiful gesture.
Yeah, it's so, yeah, just an amazing gesture.
Yeah,
There was no guarantee you'd get that money back. There was
yeah,
nothing, but we just believed that what was being done was wrong and it needed correcting. And it was a much bigger company than us, and they could afford the lawyers, and we couldn't.
yeah.
But that didn't stop us.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's the best bit. And he's now one of my closest friends. So.
Incredible. And now I know why you've got a kind of years waiting list and stuff like that. The power of your massage must be unbelievable, John. If that's not a testimony, I don't know what is. My God, that's fantastic. They say everyone has a book in them, and you've already mentioned that's something you'd like to do. What would your book be about, if I need to ask?
It's really simple. How to make money. It's really simple, and it's not generally what most people would think.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about the number of qualifications you've got. It's nothing to do with that. You know, it's about how to make money at massage. That's you know, that's what it is. And for me, money's a byproduct of what I do. It's not my be all and end all. I don't set out to earn, you know, X amount per week or per day or whatever. It just comes because of what I do and the way that I do it.
Passion and purpose. I always say that passion and purpose delivers profit, doesn't it? You know, and you can, you know, it's okay to make money, and we must celebrate making money in our businesses. It's the only way any of us grow and survive. But as you say, if that's the only focus, then of course that's a quick way down. But I think that's definitely a book that everyone would want to read, and definitely put me down for pre-order. So there we go. There's your motivation to sort of get that started, John. So we have just a couple more questions to finish that are a bit more sort of relevant to sort of the timing. And what's the most bizarre or craziest thing you've done since life in lockdown? If you can share, I mean.
The craziest thing I did was to actually believe that I could go for a 25-mile bike ride without padded shorts. It's not possible, and it's extremely uncomfortable to do so. So that is the most ridiculous thing. So I now cycle about 22 miles 3 times a week. So, but I've got padded shorts.
Lovely, I like that. Lesson learned. What's the big lesson you've learned from life in lockdown if it's not padded shorts?
I still have tons to do. I can still fill every day with what I do. I'm just doing the stuff that I never quite had the time to do. So the biggest lesson for me is I've still got mountains of stuff to do. So, and lots of stuff to share. So
amazing. And finally, what do you hope as an industry, so as a wellness industry, as a wider wellness industry, what do you hope we do more or less of as a result of life in lockdown and having this time to change pace and sort of maybe reflect more or analyze deeper?
Well, I think the big one for me is something that I've been doing for a very long time. And I just believe it's time that the industry got its facts right about massage and cancer, because they've been wrong for 50 years. I looked into the entire history of where all this stuff went wrong. I've known for a very long time that you know, massage is hugely beneficial to people with cancer. So I think more than anything else, it's about time the industry started to understand the facts about massage and cancer, and what benefits that we can bring to it. I've done it for 22, 23 years continuously in my clinic. I wasn't insured at the time. You couldn't get insurance, but now you can. It's starting to change. I'm absolutely passionate about it. And I've done it, as you know, in the confines of a hospital for nearly 22 years. So I knew that the industry had got it wrong, but sometimes the industry has to catch up to this stuff. And so spreading that knowledge and just welcoming people into our businesses and for massage for the benefits it provides. You're not going to hurt somebody who's had cancer. If they can walk into your clinic, the chances are you can treat them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Well said, fantastic. Thank you so much. And I know that has been a big passion of yours, and you know, well done for sort of flying that flag and sort of making the difference.
Thank you.
John, thank you so much for your time in our Life in Lockdown series. You are our first, so delighted to sort of do this with you this morning. And yeah, hopefully we're going to read that book soon, and we'll all start demanding pre-order sort of links. We'll give you probably a couple of weeks to kind of get yourself into the rhythm, shall we?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, Michelle. It's lovely to see you, and yeah, we'll get together for a coffee and chew over the rest of the things with the industry and what we can do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Take care.
Bye,
Bye for now.
Take care. Bye now.